I've never had any health challenges. And then out of the blue, my blood pressure became elevated. Not high, but I was told that elevated blood pressure over time can still be damaging. And that's when I went down a research rabbit hole and discovered something so simple, so inexpensive, and so effective. It made a noticeable difference in my numbers and my overall health. Let's talk about it.
Happens while we're making plans, no dress rehearsals, we get no second chance.
Hey, I'm Kim. Welcome and welcome to my channel, the home of the Fly Girls, Fearlessly Living You. This is the place for women who don't do limits, especially age limits. This is where we reclaim our dreams, live boldly, and step into everything that we were created to be. Today, we're kicking off the Fly Girl Health Series. You've heard me talk about mindset because living agelessly does start in the mind. But our bodies are our vehicles. We need them strong, supported, and ready for all the adventures ahead. And this first tip, it's all about giving your body something small but mighty to keep your heart healthy and your energy up. So, high blood pressure runs in my family, and everyone manages with medication. I wanted to see if there was something that I could do naturally before going that route. So, when I started doing my research, I discovered that there are three main nutrients that your body needs to maintain healthy blood pressure. One is potassium. We've all heard potassium, eat more bananas, you can eat sweet potatoes and things like that. The other is magnesium, and the third is calcium. And so I was making sure that I pulled these things into my diet, usually mostly focused on my first meal of the day, which would be my breakfast. I usually have that around 10 o'clock in the morning. And so my daily was dates for potassium, because believe it or not, dates have even more potassium than bananas do, mixed in with Greek yogurt, and that was for my calcium, and magnesium. And I'd sprinkle wheat germ for magnesium. And this brought my blood pressure down significantly. Instead of being in the low 140s, it got down to the mid 130s, that top number. And then the bottom number, instead of being mid 80s, it brought it down to low 80s and sometimes even just the high 70s. And so I was able to incorporate food that changed my numbers. I also incorporated exercise. And then one day I inadvertently discovered this one thing that has made a huge difference in my blood pressure numbers. One day I made some oatmeal pancakes, and instead of using regular eggs, I made chia eggs and used that for the binding in my pancakes. I take my blood pressure regularly, at least once a day, and I discovered that day my blood pressure was 117 over 72, which was a significant drop than it had ever been. And I could not believe it. And so, of course, I had some of that pancake mix left over the next day, made myself just a couple of pancakes, took my blood pressure again. This was real. And so now, this is me. I don't always have pancakes, but I'll mix it into overnight oats with yogurt for my breakfast, or I will take 2 tablespoons and put it into coconut water and let it gel, drink that, and that works too. But if I can get in at least 1.5 to 2 tablespoons a day, my blood pressure is managed. And when you're talking about 117, 115, 110 sometimes over 70, that is the blood pressure that I had when I was in my 20s and giving birth to my children. I am now almost 60. So that is amazing. And it is something that I want to share with you because many of us do not know that we can manage our blood pressure naturally. I discovered that it is very common for women to have elevated or even high blood pressure once they go into menopause because our blood vessels begin to stiffen. But, Fly Girls, I want you to think about it from this perspective. I really don't see it as because I'm getting old. I see it as my body is changing, and so it is time for me to make changes that support my body. And so now, if I need something to make my blood vessels more supple and I can eat something to do that, something natural, you better believe I'm going to do that. There are lots of things that we can do to help our blood pressure. Before I discovered chia seeds, I also would drink and still do from time to time hibiscus tea. I drink moringa tea. These are things that can help support your blood pressure. So when I looked up why are chia seeds so effective, let me break it down for you. Chia seeds are a superfood. They contain omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation in your blood vessels, keeping them flexible and open. Probably just what I needed. Magnesium relaxes blood vessel walls so that the blood can flow more easily. Potassium balances the sodium levels, reducing water retention and easing the strain on the heart. And then calcium helps blood vessels to contract and relax properly. So all of these are working on the blood vessels, which are responsible for blood pressure. It's a plant protein, so it supports muscle health. And your heart is a muscle. It also keeps you full longer. If you are trying to lose weight, chia seeds will make you feel full and not need to eat. And here's another thing that I discovered inadvertently. My skin looks better. It looks brighter. It's more hydrated. Chia seeds, I love them. Okay. How do I use them? I soak them in my overnight oats. You can put them in smoothies. You always want to allow them to turn into the gel. They always need to be soaked. You don't just eat them raw. And I just recently discovered you should rinse them first. I didn't know that, but I will be doing that moving forward. But the prescription, so to speak, is two tablespoons a day. Personally, I like to get them in first thing in the morning to manage my blood pressure throughout the day. Living agelessly means staying in tune with your body. And as we mature, our needs change, and especially around menopause, when blood pressure often rises, even if it's been perfect for years, like mine was. Supporting your body with the right nutrients isn't about fear, it's about freedom. Freedom to travel, freedom to dance, freedom to have fun, freedom to do the things that you want to do. Oh, and did I tell you, chia seeds also offer extra energy? Listen, this is an amazing superfood that God has given us. I do believe that healing is in the leaves, just as the Bible says. So, if you are suffering from high blood pressure or elevated blood pressure, I invite you to try chia seeds and see what happens to your numbers. And if you have your own natural health tips, I want you to share them. Share them in the comments. Share what's worked for you because this is a community and we learn from each other. This is just the first tip in our Fly Girl Health series. In the next video, I'll share another natural, easy to add habit that helps me feel my best. And make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it. And of course, hit the notification bell. I'll be back next week. And remember, stay vibrant, stay fearless, and of course, stay fly.